Canadian, if you made income in your U.S LLC and are worried that you'll have to pay tax to both the CRA and the IRS, you must do this one thing that's going to save you from double taxation, but actually even save you from paying any US tax at all. And if you do not do this, you're 100% guaranteed to get hit with both a US tax bill and a Canadian tax bill on your LLC income. We're going to talk about what this is and how does it save you. My name is Sal and I'm based in Toronto, a CPA here that's doing cross-border taxes, helping Canadian business owners lower their double taxation and lower their US tax bill completely. So you've made some income and now you have profits in the LLC. You think you're going to pay tax to the IRS. And then obviously there is that worry that the CRA can also come and tax you on that same income. The only way to avoid this is to charge your LLC for the work that you're doing for it. What does that mean? So obviously on a day-to-day basis, you are doing management services for the LLC, but you're never actually charging the LLC for it, or you never thought to do it. Well, what if you could charge a management fee to the LLC for this service that you're doing? For example, if you made $120,000 of profit in the year, you could charge a management fee of $120,000 to the LLC for the services you're providing it on a day-to-day basis. What that will do is, if your income is $120,000, your expenses, the management fee is $120,000, you get to a zero profit. If your LLC has no profit, it has no tax. No tax to the IRS, no tax to the CRA. But you might be thinking, am I not avoiding taxes this way? No, you're not, because you still have to report that somewhere. So the absolute best way is that you have a Canadian corporation and that Canadian corporation is charging the management fee to the LLC. When the income flows to the Canadian corporation, it's only subject to a 12.5% tax. I'm assuming you're in Toronto or Ontario, but other provinces are a little bit higher or lower. So if you've got a 12.5% tax rate on $120,000, you're only paying about $10,000 or $15,000 in tax, as opposed to being double taxed in that LLC, where the IRS could tax you for 30-40% and the CRA could tax you about 50%. So you actually net up with nothing left in the bank. So how does this all work out? Well, actually, you're not really doing anything. At the end of the year, you go to an accountant, a cross-border one, hopefully, and we would just charge a management fee from the corporation to the LLC, and then you would pay that out. Now, if the amount is a little bit larger, you want to be doing this monthly. How do you do that? So every month, let's say you're doing monthly bookkeeping, you know what your profit is. The next month, the corporation charges the LLC that management fee, and you zero out the LLC, move all the funds over to the corporation. That way, at the end of the year, even if you're charging $200,000, $300,000 of management fee, you can support that if an audit opens up, because you say that this is an amount which is roughly consistent month over month, and I'm paying that out to this corporation because that corporation is giving consulting or management services to the LLC. That there's really no way somebody could argue that. As long as it's not an insanely high amount, that should be supportable. What do you do if you don't have a corporation? You can still do that in your own individual name. So you, the owner, can still be charging your LLC a management fee, and that's going to be reported in your personal tax return. The form to attach to your personal income is a Form T2125, and that is where you record your income of management as $120,000 and you pay tax on that. The only problem there is that if you don't have a corporation, you're subject to much higher tax rates. A corporation might be paying 12.5%. You as an individual could be up to the 50% marginal tax rate. So the best option is corporation, but even if not, it's still doable. So that's how the whole income and sort of avoiding the double tax works. There are a lot of other tax complications and tax filing requirements with having a US LLC. I talk about that in this video, and you can definitely check it out. It's going to simplify your tax filing so much because you have obligations on the Canadian side and on the US side for having an LLC. Guys, if you found this video helpful, do subscribe to the channel. You're going to get notified if I'm creating more and more of these. And I'm doing that every single week. I'm going to see you in the next one.